Today we're taking a look at the newest release from a new Riff Distilling company and their Silver Grove 2025 cask strength or barrel proof straight bourbon whiskey. Let's talk a little bit about that today on the My Bourbon Journey Whiskey Review channel. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. So let's dive right into this. So here are some of the details on the newest barrel proof Silver Grove release here in 2025 from, again, new Riff Distilling company. So this is coming in at 110.3 proof. Mash bill, 65% corn, 30% rye, 5% malted barley. This is aged 4 years old, and it does come from the upper two floors of the rickhouse. And the MSRP on this comes in at a pretty friendly $55. So let's go ahead and dive right into this thing and see exactly what the new barrel proof Silver Grove 2025 release has to offer. Boy, so right off the get-go, you get hit with this kind of minty chocolate, but really you're picking up on some of those brown sugars and a really nice barrel influence without it being overly involved, if that makes sense. Yeah, again, really more brown sugars. The more you kind of start to get into this, more brown sugars. Kind of a medium black pepper. Here comes some kind of orange, kind of vanilla combo, mixing really well with those brown sugars and, again, a little bit of that barrel influence. Really nice kind of fresh caramel, maybe even a little bit of a butterscotch note to that. Yeah, I love how the brown sugar and kind of barrel influence that this has are kind of working really well. You get, again, those subtle, like kind of orange, kind of creamy orange, vanilla type of notes that are there as well. Nice kind of spice, again, hinted at a little bit of like a black pepper. That's there, but without it being overly dominant. Yeah, beautiful nose so far, but rather than waste any more time, let's dive right into the palate and see if this one's going to give us. Cheers. So yeah, like I got on the nose, it's this very kind of spicy, little bit of like a barrel forward, like orange chocolate note that I'm picking up. Very kind of well balanced, like really blended extremely well. And again, that 110 proof point is kind of spot on. Like it's making this feel very cohesive, balancing the kind of the heat at 110 proof, and just each kind of flavor so far feels like it's very well like blended so far. Yeah, the rye spice, with this being a very high rye at 30% rye, that rye spice is definitely there. Not nearly as high as I thought it might be, but it is definitely letting you know that there is a nice rye backbone to this thing. Again, that spice, the rye notes, baking spice, orange, kind of vanilla cream, barrel, brown sugars, all of it is working very cohesively. It's a very, very well blended bourbon so far. Maybe this ever so slight hint of a nuttiness, but it's nothing that I think is going to linger very long or be something that you really pick up, or I should say focus on heavily. Like it's there, but not overly dominant like you get from some other brands. Yeah, I think this is just like a very, almost slightly unique. I love the mash bill. That 60-35 is just, great. From a high-rye standpoint, you get that attribute of, again, with this being aged on these upper two floors, you're getting a lot of that barrel influence, the brown sugars, while still picking up a little bit of that kind of minty, orange chocolate type of note that are all working very, very well. Like this is very on par, if not slightly better than even the 2024 release so far. Yeah, overall, I think this is just another fantastic bourbon. When you factor in the slight uniqueness of this in terms of where these barrels are coming for, again, on the upper two floors, combined with not only that price of $55, this kind of profile that it has with the high rye is, again, slightly unique or a little bit different, and one that I think makes this a very strong buy. Now, again, this is a distillery only release. But, you know, through everything and the channels that people have these days, you know, people have a better opportunity to get their hands on. So, you know, when you kind of dive into this thing a little bit and put it all together, I think this becomes a tremendous value based on what the profile of it is. You know, obviously the availability is going to be a little bit more difficult, but overall, I think the profile that this has makes this a very, very enjoyable bourbon. So my recommendation would be, if you can get it, and even going further, I would recommend you get this one if you're able to. Like, it's a really fantastic, well blended, 110 proof, you know, barrel proof bourbon from New Riff Distilling. Yeah, so if we kind of talk a little bit about the finish part of this, I think, you know, a lot of what I've kind of described is really what's ultimately showing up on the finish part of this. I think it's all of medium, maybe on that like slightly medium long side of things. But again, that nice barrel influence, the brown sugars, mint, chocolate, you know, orange, kind of vanilla cream, all of those, again, like I had mentioned throughout, very well blended. And this is a bourbon that I've had now for maybe about a week or so. And I've kind of continued to sip on it, let it get some air to see really how this thing was going to develop and where it was going to go. And I think for what this is, it's just a fantastic bourbon. And it's hard to kind of want to recommend something even more. I think today, in terms of the slight uniqueness of it, again, love that high-rye mash bill. You know, where the barrels again are coming from. I think it's a fantastic, fantastic bourbon. So if you can get your hands on it, again, I would highly, highly recommend you do. So there you go. There's the 2025 Silver Grove barrel proof straight bourbon whiskey from New Riff Distilling Company. I want to say thank you guys again for tuning in to another one of my reviews. If you'd like to follow me, you can on Facebook and Instagram, those places at My Bourbon Journey. If you'd like to help support the channel and become part of the Mash and Journey Whiskey Club, make sure you check out that Patreon link in the description below. That down there with a lot of other great things for you as well. So again, with that being said, thank you guys. And remember, it's about the journey and not the destination. See you in the next video.